What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about Creed's Royal Mayfair. This is my last Creed for now, probably for a while. So this fragrance, it's definitely as diverse, or I guess you could say diversifying, as people say it is. The opening is, well, let me go ahead and just say the notes first. So the opening notes are, or top notes, pine tree, gin, lime. Middle notes, rose. Base notes, eucalyptus, cedar, and orange. So this fragrance is very floral. It's so if you like florals, this fragrance is for you. But if you like not florals, this is not for you. Let's say it is unisex, but in a weird way. So let me go ahead and get into it. So this fragrance, from the top, I absolutely do not like it. I have had this fragrance for only a day, so I have not had much time to get used to it. But the opening, I do not like. I believe it's the gin. It might be the pine, but I don't think so. That's why I'm saying it's the gin. The gin fades away pretty quickly. Then it goes into a rose. Then once it's a very realistic smelling rose. So not the jammy rose or anything like that. It's a very realistic rose. So if you grab a rose, smell it. That's pretty much what this smells like. Powdery, a little bit powdery. So I wore this one yesterday, and I'm wearing it again today just to make the video on it. Let's go ahead and get that opening back. Yeah, I think it's definitely the gin. The gin. It's like a very cough drop-ish type of gin. Like menthol. Like a, yeah, I would say menthol. But this fades away quickly if that's not something you're a fan of. I am not a fan of it. Well, I'm not going to say I'm not a fan of it. It's just different from what I'm used to. Because smelling it right now doesn't bother me as much as it did yesterday. But I thought this was going to be the worst Creed in my collection. I thought this is going to be one that I might sell. But as I keep smelling it, keep letting it dry down, it transforms. So I would say beginning is very feminine. Dry down gets more unisex, and then at the end, it kind of reminds me of Royal Oud. I'm not sure if the Royal has anything to do with it. So Royal Mayfair, Royal Oud, and Royal Water. I have not smelled Royal Water. I do have Royal Oud, and then Royal Mayfair. So I believe it's the cedar that Creed uses. Once it gets down to the dry down, or just dried down completely, that's when that cedar note comes out, and it reminds me a lot of cedar of Royal Oud. So this fragrance, people say it's flat. I wouldn't say so. Definitely transforms. It's, the opening doesn't last too long. Mid is maybe, I would say maybe about an hour or two. An hour to 2 hours. I'm trying to remember how long I worked for yesterday. But when it fully dries is where the magic is. So you do have to wait for that dry down. If you're into perfumes that are just fragrances that they transform, and you're willing to wait, and you want to enjoy the process of the fragrance transforming, this fragrance is definitely a must try. I would say definitely try, sample it, because when you sample it, give it some time. You probably won't like it the first time. Let it dry down. Just get to the end of it. You'll see how you feel. Second time wearing it, it's easier to wear. I wore it twice yesterday. First was the initial spray, so I just smelled it. Then I washed it off just because I was wearing something else that I'll make a video of later. And then after I showered, went ahead and put it on. Then today, it's the fragrance I put on. So, yeah, I mean, I know people say that this fragrance is basically like, I believe it was Creed Windsor that got discontinued, and they brought it back in this way as Royal Mayfair. So with Royal Mayfair, it's not the same thing. People say it's really close, but it's not completely Windsor. I've never smelled Windsor, so I can't tell you. I don't remember how much it was. I believe when you get it from Joma Shop, I did get it from Joma Shop. It does say women, for women, but it's a unisex fragrance, and it does have the square cap, which is interesting. It's the only one I have so far with the square cap. Metal cap. Never mind, not metal. I was thinking about my Royal Oud one that's metal. Not metal, but is the gold cap. Does it deserve the hate that it gets? I don't think so. I think the people that are hating on it are probably the ones that, one, don't like rose, two, didn't give it more than just the initial wear. Because, not gonna lie to you, I was probably gonna become a hater on the fragrance just off the initial, the first one. This is the first fragrance I have with eucalyptus, and I think it's one of the only fragrances that I've kept with rose in it. So it's definitely a different from the collection I have right now. The eucalyptus, I'm gonna have to wait and see today because I wasn't really paying attention to it. It just reminded me a lot of Royal Oud at the dry down, complete dry down. I would say probably like a flanker to Royal Oud. It might have been that eucalyptus note that made it a little bit different, but still in that same type of DNA. So if you do love Royal Oud, this might be a good one for you to check. I'm right now just sitting or just waiting for my Royal Oud to sit because people does say it changes. I wouldn't be surprised if this one does also. I haven't really looked into it that much, but I'll probably figure that out later. I don't think people have talked about this one recently. But once this one sits, I feel like it might change a bit, which I'm looking forward to. It's also the first fragrance I have with gin in it as a note. I'm glad that note goes away quick. So that earthy pine rose smell. So it's, think about a pine forest with roses in it. That's what that mid starts to move into. Then it fully goes to a powdery rose. Then it kind of just hits a strong turn into Royal Oud, which is weird. So is it at the bottom of the list for Creeds? I don't think so. Right now, I don't know which one would be at that bottom when I make my top Creed video. It'll be a hard video to make just because I do enjoy all of them. I'll probably make a video of myself rating my Creed collection, and I'll probably do a video of my girlfriend rating my Creed collection. Now we have two different opinions. I already know that video is going to be pretty much two complete ends of the spectrum, especially when it goes to Creed. So that's all I have for you guys today. Definitely give this a check out. Try it out first. This is definitely a polarizing Creed, surprisingly. I definitely think people that have just tried it need to give it more time or just more aware, because this was definitely going to be one of those, what's it called? What was that one fragrance? Black, Mancera Black Prestigium. That was going to be one of those for me, but if anyone knows what I'm talking about, first video I talked about it, did not talk highly about it. Then I gave it a few wearings and completely changed my mind about it. I feel like this was going to be the same thing when I first got it, to wearing it the next day and giving it a few more times before making a video. But that's all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.